In this video, I'm going to show you how to repair those areas in your bathroom that are crumbling, that are falling down, that are rotted. In this case, I have a situation where I found that the main beams were cut to fit some plumbing, and that is wrong. When we start opening this old bathroom, we found out that the plumbing that was made over here was made in the wrong way, and actually there were some areas that were missing some support. So if you notice over here, they chopped all this section, and obviously that beam was compromised. They cut over here, they made another cutting over here, and obviously that beam is not supporting. Besides that, the space between is really long, and especially if you're going to put a toilet, you're going to have that fluctuation back and forth there, and it's going to damage whatever you find. So we're going to try to cut this section carefully, see what is going on and see what's happening over there, because actually you can see that they went through that. Actually they put an 1.5-inch pipe going through it, and we just don't know how many problems we will find under the wood, the subfloor. So let's open all this up, let's see what is going on carefully. We're going to obviously work around this because we have a ceiling downstairs, we have a kitchen downstairs, and we don't want to damage the kitchen. So look, right now we understand what is going on. And as you know, as I suspected, obviously we had to put some supports there because that was not being held by anything else but the wood that was going across. So you can see that there is not much support all the way through. We have these main beams that we can probably use for our new beam, and obviously all these pipes and all these water lines and electrical wires were placed in the wrong way. Now if you notice over here, this is the wrong way of perforating a beam. You can't perforate a beam in the middle of the structure of the ceiling downstairs. That's by code a violation. So you have to avoid drilling the middle of the span of the beam, because that will make it worse for the structure, and you're gonna have deficiencies. It's gonna crack over there and it's gonna give you issues. So you don't have to do the stuff. So let's go ahead and clean all that. Make sure that we remove all those pipes. Make sure that you are safe. Remember not to step on that because you're gonna fall on the ceiling downstairs. I've seen a lot of people sadly losing their lives because they did that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna support this. We're just gonna make some small notches on the bottom to put all those wires, and we're gonna go ahead and create a better structure. So we're gonna use those 4x6s there to install that, and we're gonna make a little hole to have those wires going through, because we can't avoid those wires. Those are part of the ceiling downstairs and we don't want to touch those. So we're gonna go ahead and create a support all the way through. Now because these beams were a little thicker than normal, we went ahead and bought these like 2x10s, and we're gonna reduce them to like 8 inches, full 8 inches, instead of like the normal 7.25 that will be like a 2x8. And we're gonna go ahead and install it across. So we're gonna start right at the pipe over here, and we're gonna start putting screws all the way through. Now the screws that we're gonna use in this case are these ones. They're like 8 inches long. So we're gonna make a pre-perforation there, small little 1/8 of an inch perforation, and we're gonna go through. And for other ones, we're gonna use the 6-inch ones. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use those main supports. Make sure that whatever you're gonna drill this, you don't have pipes behind, and you have a solid structure where you can actually drill through and install your new if you notice, look how big it is, and we're gonna go ahead and go all the way through. Make sure that you install this properly, and you have a sound area where you can attach it to, you fasten it to. So that's the main part of that first beam, is to make sure that it's well supported there, that is going to provide assistance to this all chopped beam that is going across. That is something that you have to be careful. So let's adjust this a little bit, make sure that we have a surface that is nice and strong, and go ahead and do that stuff. Now because now we have the 3 beams nicely installed over here, nice and straight, but we're gonna go ahead, and before we put the screws to sister this beam that was cut in the middle, we made those little cutouts there on the bottom, small little cutouts to just leave the space for the wires. And over here what we did is that we are going to lift this up. We're just going to jack it up a little bit using this kind of lever over here, or lever, and we're gonna raise it up and then put some screws. So we're gonna put some pressure on the other side. I'm gonna step on it, I'm gonna put some pressure, and my assistant is gonna go ahead and lift it up so we can take that bow section there, that concave section. Look how beautiful it looks like. Now we have these supports at least to 16 in the center, and we put some little cross beams over here, so we don't want to have that much movement over here. Obviously the piping is going to go right beside it, so we're not going to make no more cuts, and we're going to have the plumbing in a single line. We're not going to go through all the beams, and please remember that you don't want to cross through all the stuff. Read the construction codes. Remember to follow me in YouTube as Hugo Correa. If you are on Facebook in Spanish, you will find me like Hugo Correa DIY, and on Instagram as Hugo F Correa DIY. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope now you have an idea of how to repair those bathrooms that are all rotted. Bye bye.